And that passes unanimously. Okay. Going back to the agenda, we're now at item 6. This is oral communications from the public on non-agendized items. This portion of the meeting is reserved for persons wishing to address council on any matter not on the agenda. Speakers are allowed to speak on any number of topics for one 3-minute period, and state law prohibits the council from acting on non-agenda items. If we can have those that intend to speak line up over here on your right, my left. I see 2. Mr. Letcher?
Yeah, Donald Letcher, 788 North Ringsdorf. I noticed in today's Mercury News they had quite a bit of coverage about the Shoreline Amphitheater lawsuit for the city of Mountain View. And supposedly it's going to come up for a vote. And I would hope that the city can... Yeah, it's really funny, I guess, when somebody speaks here. I guess you'd rather I didn't speak.
Next, please.
I don't think I have any words that start with B fresh in my mind, so I just wanted to mention a couple of quick things. You know, other cities actually publish their meetings on their websites as video archives, so if people want to, you know, see what happened. The situation here in Mountain View is that you have to wait 2 weeks now to get the tape at the library. I don't know what happened. Up till last year, they got the tape in much quicker. So what I've done of my own initiative is created a website called councilwatchers.com, and I've only got one meeting, the famous one from 10/11/05, posted right now. So if any of you are interested in reviewing your comments, except for, of course, Councilmember Macias wasn't there that night, so she doesn't have a public comment on medical marijuana. But if except for the Daily News article. But if anybody else wants to review their comments and maybe get a little more insight into where we're coming from, you could go to councilwatchers.com, and that site is intended to be an awful lot more. The nice thing is, instead of trying to write minutes for the meeting like the clerks do, I can editorialize. So if you all actually decided tomorrow to start like being more like some of the more progressive cities and putting your web archives on video on your website, you'd save me a heck of a lot of time. But I hope you all check that website out, councilwatchers.com. I think you'll find it amusing in at least one respect, hopefully. So anyways, let me get back on to what we want to talk about here. You know, some of the people, there's the political saying, of course, that you can fool some of the people all the time and blah, 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 blah. And I have heard from people in Mountain View that thought your deliberations on medical marijuana were very well informed and that you really gave it a lot of thought. And the problem is those of us that actually know the situation know that people, for example, that suggested that pharmacies sell marijuana are suggesting completely unworkable solutions. Now, if you want to get to unworkable and counterproductive, let's look at federal drug policy. You know, you have the FDA just came out and said that medical marijuana has no medicinal value. If you all want to stand with that, then you all want to be part of a counterproductive system. Congratulations. You know, people are going to see through that. You can think that you have some constituents that are against this, but I tell you, there's a lot of old hippies here in the city of Mountain View. A lot of people didn't use pot medically, they used it recreationally. And I think you're misreading your community here. You know, the result of your policy is really funny. You think you have some sterile environment here, and because you won't allow a dispensary, it's just a clean city. You know, of course you have collectives and cooperatives operating within the city. There's no ordinance against it, so it's not clear that they're actually violating anything. And you have home invasion robberies. You have people trying to grow at home. You have the firefighters going out and putting out fires. You have people getting ripped off. You know, you have one or two cooperatives in the city here that are very small scale and just serve a very small group of people. So they're closed cooperatives, you know, like I'd like to start in my own apartment or something. But the problem is that they have to hide. And, you know, because these people are closed cooperatives, they only deal with a small group of people, and they have a government-granted monopoly, thanks to you. They have low-quality product and high prices. So the bulk of us continue to go to San Francisco, where at least there's a little bit more capitalism than in Mountain View. Thanks a lot for your time. Don't forget that Jonathan and myself have always been pro-capitalists. We're the ones that actually are on the business side and want to be the providers. So, you know, you're not just stepping on patients' rights. Thank you very much.
Okay, seeing no further public comment, we move on to recess point, and since we do have a lengthy agenda, I would like to recess until 8 o'clock, if that's acceptable.
Fine,